Brought to you by stationhousecoffee.com and inspireddisorder.com/ting.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Rona Dayz. This 16th episode, week 16. What's going on? What day is it? It's still 2020. Barely halfway through the year, and it feels like forever. Obviously, first off, you may notice a difference in my appearance. Yes, it is true. I have shaved off my hair. It was the longest it's ever been, I think, probably ever in my entire life. And with the heat of summer, being in the desert, it was just too much annoying, too much everything, and I had to get rid of it. And it feels so good. It feels so good not having that hair anymore. So obviously, I got to start there. Things are starting to get closed down again because all of the MAGA protesters that were out just whining and crying, I gotta get my hair cut, I got my gun, and I gotta make you open up early because I gotta get my hair done. I want to go to the bars and hang out with my bros. So because businesses opening up early, and then also because people like Brian Callen and Brendan Schaub don't believe in wearing face masks. They think this thing is a whole hoax, even though everybody's testing positive. Now businesses are being forced to close or voluntarily closing down because of harassment that employees are getting because the employees are wearing masks, and these fuckheads that think that that the pandemic is just magically gone because you can go into a business now. Like, they think it magically doesn't exist anymore or never existed to begin with. They're harassing employees or breaking protocol, breaking proto by not wearing masks at all. So not only are businesses voluntarily closing because their employees don't feel safe working there, but also because the numbers are spiking. California is on fire in many ways. Riverside County, I believe specifically, is back to shelter in place. And yet still people are, aside from businesses closing, there are still people out there that are like going out and traveling and like pressuring. Like, I have friends locally that have been pressured by people that are coincidentally conservatives that are Trump people that don't believe in wearing masks or viruses, even though they work in the healthcare industry, are pressuring people to hang out. And of course, they're not following proto. They're, maskless and probably spreading it to everybody around me, which is ridiculous. Like, first off, I feel bad for my friends that allow being pressured into hanging out. It's like before a pandemic, you're not going to pressure me. Anybody putting pressure on me to do stuff makes me want to do that shit way less. And then you add a pandemic on top of it, and I could say you can go fuck yourself if you have any problem with me saying no to hanging out during a pandemic. And if you feel bad about it, then go fuck yourself because you have the problem, not me. So yeah, it's sad to see. It just seems like it's spreading more and more. I think it's probably a matter of time before somebody in this household gets it. Hopefully not. I'm doing pretty much the same thing I've done since lockdown, staying in the studio, in my room, working on stuff, trying not to have heart attacks from all the panic attacks and anxiety and depression. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Thankfully, I have a bunch of masks now to wear out. A lot of options from a fashion standpoint. Depending on my mood, I could wear a different mask. But I have no problem wearing a mask for the few times I go out a month to go shopping. Pretty much the only thing I do is to go grocery shopping that I go out to do anything. Which sucks. I wish I could go watch a movie. Like, they were supposed to be opening movie theaters back up, I think, middle of this month. But I can't see that happening, especially now that things are starting to get closed back down in California. And I've been dealing with allergies all week, so it's like, it, like any time I feel anything other than just healthy, normal, other than like anxiety and depression kind of stuff, but like any kind of congestion or whatever, it's just like it's stressful. Like I'm not going anywhere to get this thing, and I'm always masked up, and I take the proper precautions, but I can still get it. I have roommates. One of my roommates is a nurse, or at least works she's on the front line. So I could definitely get it from her. But it is allergies, because I've had allergies off and on throughout this whole pandemic, and I've gotten used to what it feels like when they come on, and yeah, I just need to make sure I have my allergy pills, which I don't. I just ran out of, so I'm probably fucked. I'll probably end up getting sick. But yeah, it's not a whole lot different. Just things like we're starting to open up again, and now it's just getting closed back up. All the podcasts that I'm watching, it's interesting. Tiger Belly, they've kind of adjusted. They moved their studio space into a larger space, so they're able to socially distance with their guests. And they had Theo Vaughn on so far. I'm sure by the time this episode comes out, they will have had another guest. But I like the new setup, and anything for them to, stay safe, but also get their friends on. It's one of my favorite podcasts. Kill Tony has gone through quite evolution during this time. They were doing a lot of their shows out of Better Box. Then they did one episode out of that in-crowd thing I talked about on yesterday's episode, where it's like this virtual stage where there's this giant wraparound screen. So in front of you, the performers can see their audience on Zoom, and then behind them, they can have a virtual, for Kill Tony, it was a virtual comedy store kind of layout. Which I really enjoyed. I thought it looked amazing, but they only did one episode in that studio. And then the next episode, they did it out of the Death Squad studio, which is like a tiny little room, not designed for a big stage production. So it was very compact, but still a fun show. It's still my favorite part of Monday, watching Kill Tony live on YouTube at 8 p.m. Pacific, youtube.com/KillTony. It'll be interesting. They're doing some kind of hybrid version from the Comedy Store or I guess it would have been last Monday. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. But it's just kind of interesting to see those two podcasts specifically kind of try to evolve with these changing times, especially if things are going to get closed down for even longer. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for them. But they're still great podcasts nonetheless. But yeah, that's pretty much been my week. I started doing some paintings, obviously, the Many Faces, which I put out daily. I've been going pretty slow on those. And I've only had, despite the new kind of production style, I've only had one painting where the recording didn't record. So that was a bummer. But yeah, I should be pumping out. That's the main goal for next week, is to pump out a bunch of new paintings, because I'm running out of the ones that I have scheduled already. But all of that, all I can say is wear a mask, because they work. Most of the places that are seeing spikes and increases are places where there's a lot of assholes not wearing masks. Whether it's from the protests or just from businesses. I mean, I saw there was a bar, I think I talked about it last week, Drink, where I follow the DJ that was working there, and nobody was wearing a mask. It was just like, and there, like I see on social media, there was like in like Montana or something, or in Missouri, there was like this giant pool party, like all these fucking idiots not wearing masks, just pretending like the pandemic isn't still going on. In fact, it's like worse than it was. It's like they're taking less precautions than when this thing first started, and now it's even worse than when it first started. Because I guess the virus is morphed and changed. I know people's brains have clearly been affected, Just stupid people out there. But wear your masks. Just try and stay safe. Opening your business isn't going to do any good if you're going out there killing them. If you're going to a comedy show, wear a mask. Because maybe you go see like Brian Callen or Brendan Schaub, which I wouldn't recommend going to see either of those guys do stand up. Brendan Schaub is not funny, according to his special, one of the least funny specials I've ever seen. And Brian Callen cares more about acting than he does stand up. And they went out acting like they're doing God's work, doing stand-up comedy and doing meet and greets and all that kind of stuff. And, of course, they both tested positive. So I feel bad for their fans, not only for potentially catching the coronavirus, but having to actually sit through their stand-up. I feel bad. Also, Mark Normand, who is somebody I enjoy. I think he's hilarious. I think he's one of the funniest comics. But he's also been pretty cavalier. I don't know if he's still as, like that first week where things opened up, he was kind of out there doing the meet and greets and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully he's pulled the reins back, especially now that more comics are starting to catch it. But yeah, it's crazy times, but take your precautions, stay safe, because the virus is real and it's really killing people. And even if you don't die, it still fucks people up long term. So if you can avoid getting it, then why not? Why not avoid getting something that's going to potentially, I mean, even if you don't die from it, it still could fuck you up. It still could be a horrible experience. Could still be a horrible experience that costs you a shitload of money if you have to go to the hospital and get a respirator put in. It's not a good experience. And all these people that are pretending like it's nothing are just like the worst kind of example of what America can be. So I don't know. And it was just 4th of July, which was annoying as hell because everybody that would have gone to a lake or the dunes or whatever, everybody's shooting off their fireworks from home, and it was loud. But yeah, hope everybody out there is safe. Don't forget to wear a mask. Make sure you support our sponsor, StationHouseCoffee.com, and follow Station House Coffee on Instagram for small batch, single origin, premium coffee brewed in Vermont and shipped directly to you. Support small business and get high-end coffee delivered directly to you by going to StationHouseCoffee.com and tell them I sent you. Also, now's the time to sign up for your new cell phone service with Ting and get $25 in credit by using my link, inspireddisorder.com/Ting. That's Ting. It's the same best coverage, same low rates, now with 3 coast-to-coast networks. Sign up now with Ting and get $25 of credit going to your new device or your new service through Ting. I love Ting. I use it. My bills for my cell phone are basically nothing. So sign up now. Go through my link, inspireddisorder.com/Ting. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com and follow the show at Ray Taylor Show on Instagram. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out!